which means breathe into. When you hear breathe, what do you think of? Life. So when you inspire, it means you are breathing life. You are breathing into whatever situation that you're part of, whatever room you're in. You're breathing life into this very space, this very place, at this very time. So there are just 5 points that I want to share with you when we talk about inspire inclusion. But I want to start it off with the acronym yourself, because that's what we need to focus on. Yourself. So that acronym is your own unique roadmap. So everything lines up favorably. Say favor. That's what it's about. That inspire. You have been favored with the breath of life today, and you have that opportunity to inspire each person that you come into contact with. So there are 5 points that I want to share with you as we focus on yourself. And the first point is see yourself. The second point is know yourself. The third point is be yourself. The fourth point, establish yourself. And the final point is love yourself. So when we talk about see yourself, I remember growing up, my father said something to me that stayed with me. And he said, see yourself. I was like, Daddy, what you talking about? See myself? He said, yes, see yourself. I said, what you mean? He said, see yourself. Don't see yourself as a particular gender. Don't see yourself as a particular nationality. Don't see yourself as belonging to any particular thing. Just see yourself. Anyone saw Avatar? Hands up if you saw Avatar. So in Avatar, there's a part in the movie in which they say, I see you, I see into you. So I'm saying, see yourself, because it's so much more than what you see in the mirror. It's so much more than the labels that society would give. It's so much more than what someone would tell you who you are. Because it's not what others think of you, it's what you think of. Say yourself. So the second point, when it comes to yourself, know yourself. There's something that I share with my mentees, which is called the Billionaire Breakfast. There was a study that was done with billionaires, and they realized what was different to billionaires as opposed to the average person is that they were waking up 3 hours earlier than the average person. But it's what they did within that time period that was vital. Just as Miss White was sharing with the person that she was rooming with at school, that person had discipline. But what they were doing the 3 hours earlier is that they were filling themselves up before they started pouring themselves out. They were winning the day by winning mornings. And that helps you as well to know yourself, to spend time with self. So know yourself. And we move on to the third point, which is be yourself. And that takes courage sometimes, especially when you're in an environment like school. Everyone is doing something, and I'm not saying that's you, because we are readily established that you are bright. But there are times, there's some who lean into what others are doing. And I'm saying, lean into who you are. Lean closer to that essence that is within you. So when it comes to yourself, being yourself takes courage. And have enough courage that even if you weren't doing what everyone else would be doing at a particular time, you have the courage to do what you know feels right. I remember when I was going to school, at that time period at St. Francis Girls College, I saw some students defacing school property. And I asked them, I said, would you like to paint? If we had the opportunity to paint these walls, would you want to paint these walls? And they said, yeah. I said, okay. So then I went to the vice principal at the time and I asked her, I said, Miss, I saw that you have some paint and I have some students. We want to paint the walls in our free time. And we got permission to do so. What happened after is that they never wanted to deface those walls again. You know why? Because they poured themselves onto those walls. So when it was time to graduate, there was something amazing that happened. I'm sitting at Form 5 graduation and I'm hearing them talking about this student and giving an award that they said it was the first time that they were going to give this award. And it was an award for most outstanding students, someone that they found represented not only an individual that was academically inclined, but someone who got along well with peers as well as teachers. I'm hearing my teacher calling a name, but I didn't think it was my name. So when you are doing, someone is always watching. Because at that graduation, I never expected to get that award. But I also did not expect that the vice president of a company was at the graduation and came up to me. And he said, Monday morning, come to the office. I know one of the most challenging things for a student to get after doing CXC is a job. Come to my office, you have a job. I said, okay, so what do I need to work with? My resume? I don't have my passes as yet. He said, no. This night was your resume. I never heard teachers speak of a student in that manner. That gave me the experience that I needed and really set me up for success. So I'm saying, in terms of being yourself, have that courage that even if you have to stand alone, you're well anchored. And that leads us into the fourth point, which is establish yourself.